We've all had moments of awkward, empathetic conversations. For example, maybe your friend's dog just passed away and you don't know how to comfort them. Maybe a friend says they're having a bipolar episode and life is shit. Rattling off a generic platitude like, "that must suck," or "thoughts and prayers," isn't always the best way to go. I know it's easy. I know it's another way of saying, "I don't know what to say." But if they're coming to you for help and you want to try something more effective, here's a couple of ideas. First is so easy, it's almost cliche. Tell them, "I hear everything you're saying. I'm really listening." And then do that. Don't say another word. Just listen. Give them all of your attention, mindfully and actively listening. It's seriously effortless, and it's the easiest tangible thing that's in your control that you can do, aside from giving them a hug. Letting them know that you're actively hearing them is so validating. And don't just say, "I hear you." That's so generic. Go out of your way to tell them. Touch them on the shoulder. Maybe say, "Hey," at first to get their attention. It's such a simple, effortless way to validate another human being's feelings. You don't have to agree with them, stop them, save them, interrupt them, or solve their problems. Just hear their pain. Second tip, don't compare pain. The most annoying thing is when I tell a friend I'm having a nasty episode, and before I can finish my sentence, they're telling me about how bad their episode was last week. Pain is so relative and completely to each their own. Pain is pain, especially when you're in the middle of going through it. Ever have a headache competition to sit there with a friend and fight over whose headache is worse? Of course not. That would be ridiculous. However, what if we were talking about visible instead of invisible illnesses? And let's say you cut your finger. You go to the doctor for stitches, and when you show it to her, she says, "Oh yeah? Look at this scar on my foot. Yours is nothing." Instead of saying, "That looks like it hurts, let's address it." Don't compare pain. Let someone have theirs, even if it's a tiny scratch to you. Honor their pain without measure or comparison. My last tip is to acknowledge the awkward. Human relationships are weird, awkward, and far from perfect. Tell them you have no idea what to say. Tell them you're afraid to say the wrong thing because this is new territory for you. Let them know that you might mess things up and to let you know if something isn't helping. Acknowledge that you feel awkward. It's what's best. A lot of my friends have no idea how to support me, and it's not like they don't want to. They've just never seen someone upset at the sky for being blue. Welcome to bipolar. I get how this becomes an impasse. I mean, how could you give someone advice about a serious illness you don't have? It's easy to become standoffish. I break through this awkward ice by saying, "Hey, I know you can't fix my troubles, but I really appreciate having you around." Then they aren't standing there like a deer in the headlights. Or I'll use the situation as an opportunity to teach someone about bipolar. If there's something that does help, I don't hint at it or make them guess. I will straight up tell them. If I was bleeding, I wouldn't hint at where the Band-Aids are. Help is totally a reciprocal thing. Someone has to reach their hand out and someone has to take it, even if it's as awkward as shit. The last thing I want to say today is almost as important as the 3 tips I just gave. So many of us, myself included, don't reach out because we're afraid of burdening others. I do this without even realizing it. I'm such an empath that I don't want someone else to feel that deer in the headlights with my problems feeling. It's so weird because I'm the first person to be there for my friends. Why? Because I get so much joy out of helping them. That said, give someone the joy of your problems. It sounds weird, but give someone the joy of being there for you. If they don't know how, teach them. Give them the tools so they can get that joy. And remember, like I said, help is a reciprocal thing. Want to chat, call, or message me? There's a link in the video description where you can do that. If you're already a Polar Warrior supporter, this video exists because of you. Thank you so much for that. Lots of love, you guys, and I'll be back here soon with more Polar Warrior videos. Stay well.